And we're back with another episode. Hello, internet world. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off podcast with me, the Fowler portion of the Face Off with Fowler and Fleming.
And I am the Fleming portion of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler.
What did I say, Fowler and Fleming?
I don't know what you said.
I don't know either.
I was trying to follow your lead, but I didn't hear. I didn't hear very well.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's your week this past week?
My week was fine, but my weekend, I was working, but other than that, it was so great because I'm just going to say this now, and it's probably going to come back to bite me in the ass.
Oh, God. Is it going to get us canceled? Please say
no. I think Texas is back.
What do you mean?
I think Texas football is back. We played Alabama yesterday.
Did y'all win?
The number one team in the nation. And while we did not win, it was an extremely low-scoring game.
Oh, that's good.
We lost by 1 point.
Ooh, Nick Saban was not happy about that.
Nick Saban did some voodoo during halftime and got, I don't know if he coked everybody out, if he went and, drank some lamb's blood. I don't know. But they really came back with vengeance. But I haven't seen us play that well in a long time. And I think we're back, considering that they didn't blow us out by 30 points.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're doing pretty good. So I'm excited. That's my hope and my prayer I'm holding on to, that Texas is back. I said it here on September 11th, 2022.
I was going to say, I don't know if FAMU won. I hope we did, but I doubt it. Our team has been struggling, man. They had some trials and tribulations over the past couple of,
Phoenix rises from the ashes.
Well, you were supposed to tell me my thingy, my Venus.
Oh, shoot.
Something.
Yeah, you know what? Do you know the time you were born?
Yeah, 8:17 a.m.
8:17 a.m. And in Gainesville?
What the fuck? Fuck no.
Where were you born?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort
what the hell?
Lauderdale.
Did you really say Gainesville? Why would you say Gainesville?
It's all Florida to me, baby.
No, it is not. You've never been to Oh, we won against Albany State. Yay, go
wow.
FAMU. I mean, it's Albany State. We always beat them. But thank God we won.
A win is a win.
That's very true.
Yeah. They were doing stats for the game.
Yeah.
And they were like, University of Texas has had 3 first-round draft picks in the last whatever years.
Yeah.
Alabama's had 40. I was like, God damn it.
Alabama has a monopoly on college basketball. I mean, college football.
They are college football.
They are.
So I'm extremely proud of our team for not crumbling under the pressure. And we lost our quarterback in the first quarter, basically.
Wow, what happened to him? He got
hurt. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He went right down on his shoulder, acromion. Boom. And I was like, eee.
And that's his right arm?
Thrown arm, I think, because if I was looking at him, this is his left.
I mean, he can come back before the season is over, though, which is a good thing.
Yeah, he also has a mullet. Ew. What's with all the young kids getting mullets?
I think they, nothing new under the sun. I think people are trying to bring it back, but I'm like, no, let it go. Just let it die.
One of the players, his name is Bijan, and he has his own Dijon mustard.
Really?
I love it. I love it so much.
They sell it in regular stores?
They have shops in Austin where they sell it, because his name is Bijan Robinson.
I'm going to take a stab. He's black.
He is black.
Yeah.
But his mustard is called Dijon Mustardson. Isn't that funny?
That's cool.
Dijon Mustardson.
I hope he gets all the royalties and whatnot that he needs to get from that.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Does he get all the money from that? Because technically, it's not. I don't think that's violating any.
No, because they get paid now.
Oh, they did. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get paid now.
That's why they're all doing commercial. Oh, okay. Good for him then. Yeah. Go buy some Bijan mustard, everybody.
Definitely.
Anyway, how was your week?
My week was actually cool. I completed can't even talk. I completed my floors finally. So my office. I have no carpet downstairs in my downstairs portion of my house.
Just in time for the winter.
Yes. So I still can't believe that I put down 2 floors by myself, y'all. Here's the thing about singleness, right? And singleness just means I'm not married. Doesn't mean it. Anyway, neither here nor there. But I'll say this about singleness. Even if you make good money, it doesn't matter. Not having to waste money or spend a crap ton of money on, carpentry and different things like that, and learning how to use home improvement. Yes, and learning how to do that stuff yourself is so beneficial. Come over. You're too far over. There we go. But yeah, so that's been a wonderful journey. And so it's been cool.
I have spent in the last year so much money on just having things repaired at the house because I'm not about to learn how to do it.
But it's fun though, and it's very
fun
freeing
for people who think it's fun.
It's very true.
It's not fun for people who don't think it's fun.
That's
Remember the time
true.
I tried to paint my house and I got paint in my eye in 20 minutes? And I threw in the towel. I said, not for me.
The only thing that I don't like to mess with is anything electrical or plumbing. I don't like stuff like that.
That's probably smart and for the best.
Yeah, because like I saw these videos online where these people are just like, oh yeah, my uncle came to my house and he put up my, flat screen TV, and then all of a sudden you see all this water gushing out of the wall, and I'm just like, this is why I don't drill holes in my walls. Yeah,
my mom would always tell me, we don't know how to do everything, but we always know people who know how to do everything.
Exactly.
So I am the queen of. I have a yard lady. I have a handyman. Yeah. We got people.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So I just call them.
Yeah, no, I try to do it myself because I'm just like not I don't want to pay. I want to keep all my money. We've had this conversation. I'll pay for convenience. Very true. I mean, there's some things if I'm not knowledgeable, I'll go and get somebody. But for the most part, I try my best to save my money and figure out how to do it because it's going to be a life skill at some point. So now I know how to put down a floor. So
that's true.
Which is great.
I'm the bitch that's like, they're like, you can either get it delivered for free or for $200 we'll come set it up and take away the trash. And I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
100%.
Unless it's IKEA. I'm like, nah, I can put that together.
Yeah, I just heavy. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. I got a mattress delivered.
Okay.
And, well, I got a bed delivered. My mom helped me put it together. Thanks, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
She mostly did it. I was just there for sport. The mattress got delivered. And you know how they're packaging mattresses now? Like, no one delivers a mattress anymore. They just pop it at your door. It's all bundled up and shit. Mm-hmm. First of all, I had to get that shit upstairs on my own.
You don't have a dolly?
No, I don't have a dolly. What do I look like? I just told you. No, I don't have a dolly. So
they're
I'm
expensive
like,
too, by the way. But
are they really?
Yeah, they're like $100.
Damn. So definitely don't have one of those.
But get it on sale, like Black Friday.
Black Friday. That's a good idea. Oh, Black Friday.
Always shop for your home improvement tools. Black Friday, male holidays, which is what, Father's Day, Labor Day, stuff like that. So I always buy
male holidays. I thought you meant like post office.
No. MALE holidays.
See, I don't have a dad, so that doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think about male holidays.
Yeah. Well, I do only because I'm a homeowner now. If I was not a homeowner, then I definitely wouldn't think of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to get that mattress upstairs by myself, which was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
You can't push it. You can't pull it.
Yeah.
I had to like make it completely vertical, let it fall, then pick up that part, boom. Then getting it out of the box was a whole nother thing because it was so big and so heavy. I couldn't just slip it out of the box. Then once it's out of the box, you have to take the 800 layers of plastic wrap off. Then you have to cut it open. But once you cut it open, it's no longer vacuum sealed. So you know what that shit does? Poof, expands.
Yeah.
I was sweating my ass off. I didn't go to the gym.
Yeah, that's why when I moved into my house, I did not try to move myself. I don't know how to cut my notifications off on my computer. Here?
Mm-hmm. And, there should be a thing that says stop.
Because I try to not link this to that, but, is this the settings right here? Oh, maybe not. Oops, ouch. Huh?
Just do that.
Oh, can I do that and it won't go? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
It
Okay.
Make noise.
Cool beans. So yeah, I hired movers because I was just like, no, I'm not doing all this stuff by myself. So I got to preserve my back.
Good job. Yeah. It is September 11th today, the day we were recording.
Yeah, that's kind of eerie.
9/11.
I was gonna say weary, but it's kind of eerie for it. Yeah, I hate that.
It's also weird because this day is very, very hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not that we're removed from it, but I just feel like if you lived in the Northeast when all this was happening, it's like a very different day of remembrance for you.
Yeah. Where were you when 9/11 happened?
Where were you when all the dogs needed help? I was in first grade.
No way. Are you serious?
2001, first grade. I was in Miss Telemontez's library class. And they shut down our campus. We didn't know what was happening. So I was reading my book and they told us to keep reading. But I was a little stinker. And I was like, I want to watch the roll-out TV with everybody else. So I went and watched the TV. And I was like, why is everybody crying? And I just remember, like, you know how on the news it's the image. And then on the bottom it's like the Fox or the CNN or whatever. I just remember that, like, vivid image of the towers. And, like, But everyone came and picked up their kids from school.
Really? Except for you.
Except for me, because my mom was also teaching, so my ass had to stay. I was like, I get to go home. Nope, your ass had to stay at school.
Very true.
But everyone was freaking out.
Yeah. I was a senior in high school when 9/11 happened, and I remember going to third period, and my AP English class, it was called Pace Setter, stupid, whatever. It's still AP English. Teacher Miss Salter, shouts out to Miss Salter, who's actually a Facebook friend of mine. But anyway, and we were in the class, and she just had this very like stoic look on her face, and just like, so because we saw the TV, we were just like, yes, movie day, monitor. And then I thought we were watching a movie, and when the second plane hit into the building, we were just like, well, who the fuck would do that? That's stupid. And she was like, this is real life. And we were like, whoa, what the fuck? And then we realized, we were like, oh shit, this is real life for real. And yeah, it was just a somber day for the rest of the day. And we didn't do any work in any class because everybody was watching, you know, on TV,
it was constant stream.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching the news, and everyone was freaking out. Here, I forget that they call San Antonio like Military City USA.
Yeah.
Because there's so many bases here. There's such a big military presence, and that's why everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we definitely could be hit by something.
Yeah. And that's what I don't, because I'm like where the Air Force practices and all that, like it's on my side of town. And so every time I'm going to like, you know, any kind of store, or like where I'm going inside the loop of 1604, like or even on 90, these planes, they fly so low. And I'm just, and it freaks you out because you're just like, can you stop? And they're flying, it seems like they're flying slow, and then they just hover, and then they make like donuts and stuff, and you're just like, okay, weird. I know this is a military plane, but it happens all the time, but they fly super low, and I'm like, that's too close for comfort.
That's crazy.
You come up in the air a little bit more.
Did you watch the new Top Gun?
No.
You gotta see the new Top Gun.
Yeah. Well, it recently beat out Black Panther, so I don't know.
Ooh, sensitive subject.
Yeah.
We're Team Chadwick over here.
That's very true.
It's just so cool to see them fly those planes. It's so cool to see those planes. They're like the most high-tech looking shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And to know they're like the real military planes that they were using, I'm like, y'all are just oozing money.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's, you know, our prayers and thoughts are with all the family members, people who were affected, friends and family, who were affected by 9/11, who lost people, those who were injured, those who sacrificed their lives, the first responders,
people
medical
who
team,
are living every day
with a reminder every year.
God, I'm telling you, I cannot listen. Like, I am always torn because it's so hard to listen to the voicemails, and everyone loves posting the voicemails, and I hate listening to them because it just makes me so sad. But I'm like, you have to listen to them. But
I think it's kind of like traumatizing to a degree to like keep celebrating this. Like, I know it's a huge day in our American history, but I just feel like it continues to give almost praise to the people who did this. Like to, you know, what was their names? Osama bin Laden, the Taliban. I was going to say Al Qaeda, but is that the same thing? Yeah. Anyway, the Taliban. I think it keeps giving them praise and credit the more that we keep saying, oh, don't forget. Yeah. And it's like, no, we ain't forgot because we just left from over there as a country.
We just remember when we left and they were like, oh, the Taliban are the good ones now. They're the lesser of the evil.
Yeah.
Because those new motherfuckers are crazy.
True.
That's insane. Yeah. And also every year this time, all I can think is like, we're playing these voicemails, like and it does feel, social media is weird because very sad things can feel very celebratory because we post about it in the same way you post things you want to promote. I don't know. Yeah. But you're posting all of these voicemails, these people's last moments that they're talking to their loved ones.
The black box and all that.
Their kids now are like 20 years old and on social media, these families are, and can you just be, like, I can't imagine just being out, living my life, posting, like going through social media and hearing my dead family members' voice. Like, how traumatic.
I mean, it's the same way as like the police brutality, shootings and killings that happen of unarmed black and brown people. And it's like, we as a society, I think, are just traumatized altogether because you can't watch this. Yeah, but you can't keep constantly watching people die and be shot and killed in real time, and that shit is on a loop. And then again, going back to 9/11, hearing these voicemails and reliving that all over again, and that stuff not affect you. It's very different from, you know, oh yeah, my son passed away from a motor vehicle accident, or, you know, this was a literal terrorist attack. There was no rhyme or reason as to why your family member was there. They just literally wrong place, wrong time. Versus, you know, oh yeah, they died at 85 and call it a day. They died in their sleep or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and this was a time before social media where like there was nowhere to run to find. Like, you could run to the news, but
Yeah.
the news hadn't been reporting yet because they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Exactly.
It's not like you could jump on Twitter and see what everyone was saying. You just had to sit there and wait for the news to post something.
Yeah.
Everyone's running around freaking out. Ooh.
Yeah, it's
a crazy time.
It was a crazy time, and I mean, even when I fly now, I'm very cognizant of my surroundings, and it has nothing to do with like a group of people, because even before 9/11 happened, like, you know, men and women who wore the traditional garb based off their ethnicity and their nationality and their religion as well, that never really affected me. It never bothered me. But just, you see these videos of just people going crazy on planes altogether. Spirit Airlines, people
act a fool.
And when those doors shut, you have nowhere to go. So I can only imagine how these people actually felt. But
I know. I was reading the United 93 transcript of the guy who like called the dispatcher who eventually talked to the FBI.
Yeah.
And at one point they were like, "You're headed towards the Capitol."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did the other planes make it?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "We're going to do something." And I was like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Like your fight or flight responses
to be those people in the plane who were like, "We're going to die, but we're going to go out fucking swinging."
With a bang, yeah. Well, that's horrible to say, but
hey,
you know what I mean?
Be respectful.
I was like, come over. You're out of this frame.
I feel like I'm so close.
You're not, but you're just out of the frame.
Okay, but yeah. So it's 9/11, dude.
Yeah, it was a weird time, but I'm glad that, you know,
I am thankful though, because airport security is tight. It makes me feel better.
True.
Because although I complain about it ad nauseum.
Yeah.
When I was in South America traveling, they literally are just like, "You promise you are who you are? Come on in." And I was like, "I don't trust this one fucking bit.
You promise?
I do not like this. No one scanned my vajayjay. No one squished my hair bun to make sure there wasn't something in it. No one swabbed my hands, and I don't trust it."
My hair always goes off at TSA. Always.
Same.
That and my butt, because my butt's big. But anyway, neither here nor there. Well, some other sad news. Speaking of kind of like 9/11, we're not trying to make this a somber episode because it's not going to be. But comedian David Arnold passed away this past week, man. This man was 54 and had just shot his Netflix special. I want to say it was like last month. And it was freaking hilarious. And he didn't shoot it last month. I'm sorry. It came out on Netflix last month. And it was hilarious. If y'all haven't seen that yet, definitely go to Netflix and watch his Netflix special and support his family. He leaves behind, unfortunately, a wife and two teenage daughters.
Oh, man.
And his comedy was really about his family. Just like, he was like, "Go out here and get one of these things they call a family." Like, he was so funny. I followed him on social media. And he was only 54, and they said he died of natural causes. And I just say that just because, you know, I'm like, he was 54, but I know he did have a history of drug abuse, and he's been recovered, I think, for like 20 some odd years.
Maybe he had a bad heart.
Maybe, and you know, with all the new travel and stuff like that. But beautiful family though, and I can't believe that he passed away. I'll tell you
who else passed away.
Who was that?
The Queen of England, my dear. Elizabeth Betty.
Elizabeth what was she, the second or the third?
Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much.
What I will say about this is I heard this information and immediately said, scroll. Actually, no, you know what happened? Someone came up to me. They were having a meeting.
Yeah.
The PTs were having a meeting. I went to clock out for lunch, and one of the speech therapists walked by, and she was like, "They didn't cancel that meeting?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I guess not. I don't know." She's like, "With everything going on with the Queen?" I said, "What happened?" Just the Queen died. And I said, "Oh no."
Everybody's talking about Queen Latifah,
Beyonce,
Missy Elliott.
I did not realize so many people in America loved the Queen of England.
No, I didn't realize there were so many people over in England that hated the Queen. First of all, when you know you're a horrible person when people literally rejoice when you die.
That whole family is rotted.
They are
awful people.
They are, and the thing is too, I think people who have this subjective moral high ground that keep saying you should not relish in anybody's death and blah blah blah. Like, I'm not sure who raised y'all, but I personally don't subscribe to praying for my enemies. If I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray that God completely wipes out your entire lineage and that your children's 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 children, should he bless you with a lineage, that they also suffer. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, just pray for that. Why would I waste my good prayers and my timeline to the Lord, my mainline connection to Jesus on you? Like,
I'm
what?
like, the Queen, racist piece of shit. Charles,
pedophile,
creeping on Diana when she was
Allegedly.
14 years old. Andrew, nasty piece of shit, Epstein
real.
motherfucker.
Like, I mean,
I don't know.
And then you parade around this monarchy with this freaking crown with jewels that are stolen,
Blood diamonds,
from other people's countries who have asked you repeatedly to give it back, and you just keep showing. And then she had the nerve to say, "Oh, this is one of my favorite jewels, the emerald of blah 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 blah." And who did you have to kill in order to get it? Like, you've literally profited off of and had a direct hand in the genocide of so many people. And you think people are going to... First of all, you're 96.
It's time.
It was time.
It is time.
Okay? Like, and oh, she was gone too soon. Too soon? You're 96.
Come on.
It's ridiculous. But people with this moral, like, high ground of telling people, like, you can't... First of all, you have no business telling anybody how they should celebrate the death of a person that is an enemy to them. Okay? So you just go ahead and pray for her soul and move the fuck on.
Also, someone that, let me remind you, none of us know personally.
Thank you. What
You're
the fuck
fine.
has she
This
done?
does not affect your life.
And she took away Harry's crown.
Yes, she did. But did you see what Meghan was wearing?
Yo.
That woman.
Princess Diana lives through her, and I am convinced.
Meghan Markle, during all of this, is wearing this literally almost exact replica of an outfit that Princess Diana wore.
Yeah. I'll put a little picture right here.
And man, do I love the little subliminal messaging.
I love it.
The subtweets.
I think it's all orchestrated by Harry, because Harry wants to constantly remind people,
y'all killed my mama.
Y'all killed my mama. And he's just like, you're not going to get away with that shit. I love the pettiness. I love it. But yeah, I mean, people... Who cares? Like, her death does not affect anything in America that I'm aware of. And then I did see this one interview with this guy. It was so funny. There was what are they called? Journalist or whatever person that was interviewing him on the news. And so he was just like, oh, how do you feel about the death of the Queen? And so he was just like, well, she was a devoted mother to 2 pedophiles. And, she was a loyal wife to her cousin. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, dude. Like,
and
what the hell?
That's the gospel truth.
Oh,
did you watch The Crown?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, well.
I heard it was a really good series, though. Is it still going on?
It is really good. I think it may or may not. The last season was the Princess Diana season. I think that's the last one I watched. Yeah. But I literally looked on Netflix today, and it's like one of the #1 shows streaming now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's running to watch it.
I think there's a lot of people in that country, too, because first of all,
there are a lot of people in that country.
I was going to say there are a lot of people that really don't care that she's dead. But I think the reality is, how do you sit here and say that somebody is royal blood? Like, who the fuck are y'all? Charles the first and the so on. Like, fuck your whole lineage. Like, who are you to say that your blood is royal, and for you to expect people to just pay for everything that you got and all of your wealth just because you said we are of royal blood? What does that even mean? You sound dumb.
And y'all are just figureheads. Y'all don't do shit. Y'all haven't been doing shit.
And you're sleeping with your cousins. Get out of here.
The only one who did anything, and he left to go fight a fucking war, and then married a black woman.
And where is he now? In the United States of America.
He sure did get the fuck up out of there.
He knew what was going on. He could really end the monarchy if he wanted to, but I still think the reason why they let him, why they took away his crowns and stuff and took away all his money,
because that's not his daddy.
I don't think that's his daddy.
I just can't believe that Camilla is now the queen.
She's a ratchet.
I cannot believe.
Speaking of Camilla, I don't know if I was old enough to be able to understand like the Camilla Gate tapes. Have you ever listened to those? Oh my God, it's the cringiest tape. Y'all, if y'all go to YouTube, just YouTube Camilla Gate. These freaking tapes between her and Andrew are like disgusting. Like, he's just like, oh, I can't bear to not have you in my bed. And she's like, oh, I just want your hands all over my body.
Ew. We're Team Diana over here. I'll tell you that right now.
They sound like 2 old geezers at a skilled nursing facility trying to do phone sex. It's disgusting.
Get me out of here.
But it's so funny. It's so funny. If y'all have time, go back and look at them tapes from Camilla Gate.
I know, because like in my household, it was always like Charles, the Queen, y'all killed Princess Diana.
Yeah, absolutely.
On site, right? So finding out that people actually like the royal family, I'm like, didn't y'all know they killed our personal queen? So, and then once I watched The Crown, I was like, oh no, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Because y'all just put some context to this whole thing. Y'all just painted in a whole little picture for me.
For real.
Thank you, Netflix. So, all that to say, God save the Queen.
Yeah. Well, again, whatever. It don't stop my money. But anyway, neither here nor there. What were you talking about, Ray J and Kim Kardashian? I know you want to talk about this.
Y'all. Ray J, I don't know what he has on these. There has to be something. He has gone. It's not postal. I won't say postal because he's not crazy. But it kind of, I don't know if they're making him seem crazy because of their lack of response.
Okay, so what's happening? You got to set it up. What's actually happening?
Let me paint you a picture. So Ray J keeps running to Instagram to quote unquote out Kim Kardashian, right? He did this a while ago with when the episode aired where Kanye supposedly got the computer server back from him with the sex tape on it. And Kanye gave that to Kim, and then Kim's crying. Kanye went and got this for me, yada, yada, yada. And Ray J was like, I never had the copy of that sex tape. I don't have a modem with the sex tape on it. That's bullshit. And so...
And why would he?
Now, he came out and he was like... We had to refilm that sex tape, first of all, and there was a second sex tape, and here's the contract for it. Allegedly. It's basically saying this whole sex tape was allegedly planned, and Chris was behind it, and that they had multiple takes and multiple, basically, versions of the sex tape, and there were contracts that were signed dealing with the release of the sex tape and the filming of the sex tape and all those things. So he's going off about that. Then he's on live, which, like, when anyone starts over posting on social media, I get cautious because I'm like, this seems like a manic episode.
Yeah.
Or someone who's really passionate about being proven
right.
Proved is true.
Exonerated.
There you go. So then he runs to Instagram Live. He's like, I'll show you the DMs right now. As he goes to Kim's profile to show you the DMs between him and her, blocked, as she should, because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Or, like, crazy going after her.
Right.
So I've just been watching this unfold.
I mean, I personally never trusted the Kardashians from the day that she stole money, allegedly, from Brandy's mother. And yeah, that was actually factual and allegedly. And I just think there's something else that's going on behind the scenes because Ray J has been very quiet about it. Like, even when the sex tape came out, he wasn't one that was like a man whore, just like, ha ha, look what I did. You know, he was very much so like, yeah, it happened. Okay, because he didn't need because he was already famous and nobody knew Kim Kardashian. So I think he didn't really need to profit off of it like that.
Or he had a gag order.
Or he could have had a gag order. True.
What are they called? Non-disclosure and NDA.
NDA. Not NDR, not DNR. But I think there's something else that's maybe going on behind the scenes as to why he all of a sudden is talking about it now. Because Ray J doesn't need to be relevant.
Maybe the NDA's up.
Could be. And the thing is, he's not. Ray J is relevant. Like, I think.
Is he?
Well, I'm just saying, like, people know who he is. It's not like he's like a B-list celebrity. Like,
that's
people
true.
know who he is. So he doesn't need to come after Kim Kardashian for clout, you know, so to speak. He has enough drama in his life already.
My thing is there has to be something else. He has to know something because Kris Jenner would have shut him up by now. She shuts everybody up.
Well, when you put that contract out there, you can't shut up about it. I mean, you got no choice.
You can't. That's why none of Kendall's boyfriends have come out that she may or may not actually be dating them, which I think she allegedly is not. But I think there's always contracts. No one can say anything. No one says anything about the Kardashians because Kris has that shit on lock. The only people who say shit are the dummies who Tristan Thompson has been with and that are all over Instagram and himself because he rats himself out. Because they can't stop that. But she has Hollywood in her hand.
I wouldn't say that. I just think there's a lot of people who don't care.
I just know that she knows things about everyone. She has her hand in all of these buckets.
Oh, yeah.
She talks to everyone. She tells people what they can and cannot post.
Yep.
And the way he's going after Kim, I'm like, he must know something to have kept her at bay or to not give a shit what they're gonna do to him anyway. And I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I keep saying these people are famous for no reason.
I agree, and I also agree that people
annoying.
don't seem to care. Like but that makes, I don't know. It's bad for him because I feel like he keeps coming out with this information and people are like, I don't really care. Yeah. That was so long ago. We all know they're like grimy people. No one really gives a shit.
Exactly.
He's like trying to clear his name for something that we already know he didn't do.
Right. Well, I think too, when you have such a big person and personality in a family who got famous off of you, like I think there is some level of resentment that comes in there. Like,
that's true.
Y'all basically, the only reason why y'all even exist is because of me, which is true.
And now she just started a new.
It's like company. He's the original Soldier Boy, you know.
Okay.
Just saying.
She just started like an investment firm or something.
Anyway, we gonna move on from that. I'll tell you what needs to be invested or investigated. I'll say that, investigated.
There you go.
The state of Illinois.
For many reasons. First of all, the only thing in Illinois that I can name is Chicago. You?
Chicago.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But the reason why I'm bringing them up is because apparently I saw this one video online and it was really troubling to me to see this. They were talking about how basically the purge is getting ready to start in the state of Illinois, January 1st, 2023. It's a
great place to start.
So the Illinois Supreme Court held a determination or held a trial or whatever on determining bail. And basically they introduced it. What the fuck is wrong with my words? Introduced the Safety Act, which basically it strips judges of their important role and responsibility to both defendants and the public by actively preventing them from considering each case on its own merits and applying the law accordingly. So basically what's getting ready to happen in Illinois is that any certain crimes that are committed in Illinois are not arrestable. So you won't be arrested if you commit these particular crimes. So under the new law, the entire categories of crimes such as aggravated battery, robbery, burglaries, hate crimes, aggravated DUIs, vehicular homicide, drug-induced homicides, and all drug offenses, including delivery of fentanyl and trafficking cases, are not eligible for detention, no matter the severity of the crime or the defendant's risk to a specific person or a community.
Oh, good. So only the violent ones.
Exactly. So I just think that it's about to get real. And if you haven't already
get the fuck out,
got out or get some weapons or something, you better do it.
This feels like when you're like, you want to eat all the dessert and your parents say no and you throw a fit. And so your mom's like, fine, eat all the dessert you want. Yeah. Go crazy. And then you're like keeled over in pain all night throwing up because you had too much chocolate cake. True. And you're like, your blood sugar can't handle it. That's what this feels like. Yeah. Like, we'll show you how bad it can get. Yeah. But this is like, you can't do that with people's lives.
But you know what I think is honestly oddly going to happen? And I only say this because I'm a apocalyptic connoisseur.
I do know that about you.
I think what's going to end up happening is because they know they can't get arrested, it's actually going to cause the crime to fall and diminish. I really do.
I would love that.
I think it's going to have the opposite effect.
When they legalize marijuana, unless
exactly
people are smoking marijuana because it's not fun anymore.
Exactly. So I think a lot of the crime that's happening in Illinois, specifically, we know Chicago, because that's really where they're targeting. But I think it's going to be minimized. Honestly,
I think they're hoping the problems will wipe themselves out.
Yeah,
that's what this.
Well, it's survival of the fittest, obviously. Yeah, definitely, absolutely, which is insane.
Which is going to drive people out of Illinois, and you know where everyone likes to come? Texas, and I hate it. Everyone
they don't come to Texas because Texas don't play that shit. I mean, you can have guns here, but that's about it.
Don't play. We love calling the cops, obviously.
Well, not the black people, the white people. That's true. What were we talking about in New York?
Love it. Lovely place. Can't wait to go.
Specifically in the news.
Oh.
That was your segue.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been there.
Missing all kind of cues
Got
tonight.
Pizza, Italian peeps. They're declaring a thing. State of the Union?
State of emergency.
Because of polio. And I had a patient this week who had polio. She got I can't say gait.
No, don't say that.
She has a
gait
deficit. Mm-hmm. She got a deformed foot.
Mm-hmm. You deformed is an okay word.
Deformed foot. Mm-hmm. From her polio. I thought we eradicated that shit. Everything's coming back. I don't like it. The purge is happening in Illinois. Yeah. All these diseases are coming back.
Well, the reason why they declared a state of emergency is because in multiple counties in New York, these numbers are continuing to rise. I did say counties, right? Not countries. Counties in New York are continuing to rise. I mean, we reported on this, a couple weeks ago that polio was back, but it's getting serious. So, everything comes in and out of New York pretty much in the United States.
And again, this is not your political podcast. I have little to no actual information about this. I'm just talking out of my ass here. Is this that the people who can get vaccinated aren't getting vaccinated, so the people, like the kids who aren't allowed to have vaccines yet, are getting sick? Or is this just like unvaccinated people getting polio?
I don't know that information. I really don't know that information.
Someone let us know.
I'm not sure if it's people because I know I had a polio vaccine when I was a kid, or at least my mom said I did.
Yeah, doesn't everybody get... We've had this conversation.
But at some point in school, I don't know that polio... I think if you were born after a certain year, polio was no longer needed to... Like, it wasn't a needed vaccine to get to go to school. I'm not sure because I'm not a parent yet, so
if there's any immunologists out there, we'd love to hear from you.
Well, you got access to a bunch of infectious disease doctors at the
That's
hospital.
True. I'll get back to you after a week at work.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of state of emergencies lately. What happened to monkeypox?
Monkeypox is still going.
I haven't heard about it.
I mean, you would know more about it than me because you're at the hospital. Y'all haven't had any cases?
To my knowledge, no.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think it's slowing down. I mean, I would hope so. People washing their hands, washing their ass. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Always.
But yeah, state of emergency in New York for polio.
Yeah.
Which, not good because that shit messes you up for your entire life.
Well, yeah, it attacks your muscles and everything else. That's why people had to, be in these iron lung,
and like
cages and stuff.
What am I thinking of? It's not rickets. What is that called?
Chorea? No. Dysdiadokinesia.
No.
I don't know.
Like the old nasty metal braces.
Like Forrest Gump?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had people with and it's so sad. These 80-year-old people come in, they're like, oh yeah, that arm's never worked. And I'm like, you've gone this long, which not a huge deal, but I'm like, God, it's not even like it was amputated so you can't see it. Like it's hanging out.
Yeah.
Just chilling and it never worked.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Polio. You don't want it.
No, definitely not. But I'll tell you what we do want.
Loan forgiveness.
Yes, that too. But Halle Bailey as Ariel in The Little Mermaid.
Okay. Favorite Little Mermaid song, go.
Under the Sea.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Kiss the Girl a lot.
Kiss the Girl I like that one too.
Yeah, I loved that movie. But also I think Prince Eric is a little bitch.
Why do you say that?
Because he should have just stood up for what he wanted and he caused all this drama because he couldn't just be like, I love her, let me marry her. And he had to lead her on. It was so weird. Also, he met her for well,
she was a fish who couldn't talk.
But he met her for 2 days and was in love with her. Nothing makes sense in that movie.
Because it's fantasy.
That's true.
Yeah, but
But also, I'm sorry. Then this girl, he was under a spell kind of thought it was her voice. But this other brunette bitch walks on the boat and he's like, no, it's her for me. I don't trust that for 1 second. And we'd have some issues after that.
Well, music carries spirits.
Yes, but I'm just
saying.
Music
soothes a savage beast. So.
I don't think I could go through that situation with you and then just rebound like this. I'd be like, let's have a conversation. If this were to ever happen again, I need to know.
Well, good thing for you're not a mermaid.
That's true. Wish I was, but I'm not.
Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you this. Halle Bailey, if you follow her on Instagram or any of her social media platforms, social media accounts, she actually released a little sneak peek of her singing. What's the song? Someone's a song. What do you think? My collection's complete. Whatever.
Wouldn't you think I'm the girl, the girl who has everything? So look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold?
Okay.
Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. I only watched 2 movies growing up: Little Mermaid, Cinderella.
Cinderella's actually my favorite.
Really?
Top 3 Disney movies. Go.
Okay. Emperor's New Groove.
Uh-huh.
Lion King, Toy Story. Those are my favorite.
Mine is Cinderella 1.
Cinderella 1? Oh, because there's another one.
No. The original Cinderella.
Oh, you're saying number one.
Yes.
I was
it's crazy.
I was like, who the fuck watches Cinderella 2?
Number 1 is Cinderella. Number 2 is Little Mermaid. And then number 3 is Aladdin.
Ooh, Aladdin's a good one. Yeah. That's good music.
Mainly because it was all attached to different productions that we had to do in like middle school and stuff like that. But anyway, those are my favorite.
I really like Goofy movie too, but it's because Tevin Campbell's the singer.
Oh yeah, he's
such
amazing. But yeah, so Halle Bailey, she posted a snippet, and I love the fact that with the CGI, like people are like, no amount of CGI can convince me that she didn't go to the bottom of the ocean. I was like, no, she definitely didn't go to the bottom of the ocean. But I love that they kept her locks in there, and she's so beautiful, has such a beautiful voice, and I cannot wait for this movie to come out. The unfortunate thing is that they put this stupid trailer out, and I'm like, it doesn't come out until May of next year. I'm like, y'all could have kept that.
It'll be like here before you know it.
I mean, hopefully we'll see.
We'll go for our birthday.
Yeah, we got to.
We gotta.
Definitely. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a mermaid outfit or not. We'll see.
This is not in your script, but I have to talk about it because I just think you need to care about it. Someone needs to hear me. I have all these thoughts, and I have no place other than here to rant about it.
Okay.
I gave a whole presentation to the Blue Room, and now it's your turn.
Okay.
The Don't Worry, Darling drama. Are you familiar? Are you aware?
No.
Okay. Let's go on a little ride.
Don't Worry, Darling?
Don't Worry, Darling.
Okay.
Olivia Wilde, who we talked about earlier.
Yes.
She was directing a movie called Don't Worry, Darling. It's been surrounded in drama this entire time.
Oh.
First of all, when she was presenting it at one of the movie festivals, that's when she was served divorce papers by Jason Sudeikis.
That's rough.
Because they couldn't find her. She was evading. So they finally found her. They knew she was going to be there presenting this movie. So he said, you've been served.
Wow.
Okay.
That's rude.
So that happens. Then the movie is supposed to star Shia LaBeouf. Maybe you've heard of him.
Of course.
Okay.
Transformers.
Who has been, he's on an apology tour right now for all the shit he did to FKA Twigs, who wrote that story about
Allegedly.
him. Allegedly. Well, he said he did it.
Allegedly.
So, okay. Anyway, so all of that and how he was horrible, like to all these people doing all these crazy things. So he's trying to become an actor again. He's going on all these apology tours, doing podcasts, da-da-da-da. So for some reason, he leaves that movie. And it comes out from Olivia Wilde's camp. Oh, he left because the main actress, Florence Pugh, she was uncomfortable with him. That's why he had to leave. So he was like, I'm on my apology tour. You're not going to fuck this up for me. I'm going to release the video you sent to me asking me to come back to the movie.
Oh, wow.
So he releases the video of her being like, Shia, like, I'll talk to Florence. Please come back, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So then all these other things come out. They're like, well, no, that's not what happened. She was, they're trying to play it off, do all these things. So again, he was like, because they're saying she was uncomfortable. Like, we were going to talk to her, but she was uncomfortable with his behavior. So then he releases text messages between him and Florence Pugh, the main actress. And they're just like very normal, like, hey, can I call and talk to you? Hey, just checking on you. What's up? She's sending him pictures of her dog. They're talking about the script. They're talking about different things. So it didn't seem like there was a strained relationship between the two of them. So now everyone's like, what the fuck? So Shia LaBeouf's off the movie. And who do they get to take his spot? Harry Styles. And I know you're thinking that's random, but I'll tell you why it's not.
I love how she's thinking for me.
Because guess who started dating Harry Styles around this time?
Olivia Buff.
Olivia Wilde.
Wilde.
So
Buff?
close.
Oh, LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
My bad.
So everyone's like, first of all, everyone's like, okay, don't understand this relationship. But also, we didn't even know Harry Styles was a real actor. He was in Dunkirk for like 2 seconds. He didn't even have any real lines, but I guess he's an actor now. So now all these reviews are coming out of the movie, and supposedly it sucks, and he's a horrible actor.
So, okay, wait. Harry Styles, isn't he not an actor?
He's not an actor.
What is he, a singer?
He was in One Direction. Now he's a singer.
Oh, okay. I could have swore he was an actor, but okay.
No, he was in one movie.
He's
for
just like the
10
Justin
seconds.
Timberlake of One Direction.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
gotcha.
the breakout star.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's the one that I was like, he wears a wig.
It'll
That's
be
a
funny.
legend. That's a legend.
Yes.
And so now, like, the main actress wasn't doing any press for the movie. She wasn't saying anything. There's all this drama coming around. Harry Styles is just out doing God knows what. And so they were all together at the premiere of the movie, and they're all weird on the red carpet. And then that's where all the videos come out of. Have you seen the videos of Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pine? So there's these videos now where it looks like he's spitting on Chris Pine. Anyway, there's just all this drama about this movie, but all it's doing is making people want to go see the movie.
It's great marketing.
It is. So now I have to go see the movie. But that's all the Don't Worry, Darling drama.
And what is the movie even? I don't even want
to
know.
The movie is kind of like a psychological thriller. Kind of. Did you ever see The Stepford Wives?
Of course.
Okay, so it's supposed to be like that. Like she moves into this neighborhood with her husband, and like weird things start happening.
Oh, interesting. I'll tell you what else is weird that's been happening.
Huh.
Wells Fargo. Those Wells Fargo, y'all been in the news way too much. Y'all just need to simmer down.
Wells Fargo is like the, I don't even know, like the Waffle House of banks.
Really? People think that? Wow. Well, guess I gotta move my account. Anyway.
No, I just think that. I think like their name is in the news way too much for them just being a business that shouldn't be in the news like that.
Well, they're in the news again because they're allegedly closing accounts that belong to Women of the Night.
They're deciding.
Allegedly.
I love Women of the Night.
Yeah.
Like I love that term.
Women of the Night.
Yeah.
That's an old school term.
It reminds me
You want to be a woman of the night?
Queen of the Night.
Yeah, but they're doing some other things.
They're picking and choosing what careers are optimal for their bankers.
But first of all, I don't think I ever had to, like, because I have Wells Fargo is a bank that I also do have, or used to have. I'm sorry, I used to have Wells Fargo, but I don't remember ever like filling out an application and saying what my profession was.
I wonder if she just has hella deposits from OnlyFans.
I mean, but that shouldn't matter. It's money.
I don't know.
I wouldn't care where your money came from.
And this lady did you watch the videos?
No.
This woman was so sad. She was just basically like, I've never carried a negative balance. I've never, like, I don't know why they're shutting down my account, but that's like where all my money is to pay my bills and all of these things. I'm just like, can y'all do that? Something sounds fishy. That seems very illegal.
Well, I mean, I think they want to keep getting sued and keep paying out money because, you know, you can't do stuff like that. Don't mess with the Women of the Night. What have you been watching?
I told you Black China makes $20 million a month on OnlyFans.
Okay, she said that wasn't true.
Oh, it wasn't?
And I understand why she said it wasn't true because
she's like, don't come for me.
Exactly, because I think she got her child support and all that kind of stuff adjusted. Smart girl, Black China. Keep your mouth closed.
She's like, that is a bold-faced lie.
First of all, I'll be like, how do y'all even know how much I make from OnlyFans anyway? Like, there is no progress report that says, yes, Black China makes $20 million.
I bet you someone just got the amount of OnlyFans subscribers she has and multiplied it by an OnlyFans price.
It's probably her mama. Her mama talk a lot, so she probably said something. But
probably.
Yeah, I would deny it too, Black China.
I wonder how many OnlyFans subscribers. How many do you think over under?
Black China, I would probably say I know she probably has at least 5 million subscribers. I mean, are people really on OnlyFans like that?
I thought they weren't doing sex work anymore.
No, they changed it because they were going to lose a lot of people.
Wait. Oh, I'm not going to pay for this. Oh, but I have so many questions. Okay.
You better not pay for that crap.
No, oh my God.
So we don't know how many subscribers she has. Either way, she denied it. Good thing for you.
Very smart on your part because Tyga's coming for you.
Deny. Last thing before we go into what we want to talk about. What were you talking about Princeton?
Princeton is now covering the tuition of students enrolled whose families make under $100,000 a year, which I think is awesome.
Which that should be the norm for every university.
It should. And I feel like, here's the thing though, with this kind of like push for diversity and inclusion, like obviously people of lower economic status who tend to be brown and black people can attend these institutions. But also, they don't have the same education, and you guys don't take that into consideration when they get to Princeton. So I need, like...
Who doesn't have the same education?
Like, you don't get the same education from a private school and, like, a urban school.
You think?
What do you mean?
You think that they don't teach the same things?
No.
Really?
Not at the same caliber, no. And these, like, expensive college prep courses and these schools where the teachers don't even have substitutes or books, no.
Interesting.
That's what I think. Because I have a lot of teachers or friends who are teachers at private schools and friends who are teachers at public schools. And that shit is very different.
Yeah.
Also, you can, at a private school, if a parent complains that a kid in the class is being annoying and their kid can't learn, the kid gets moved. At a public school, you can't do that shit.
Interesting.
But anyway, these kids then get into this college and it's getting paid for, but then they don't necessarily have the help academically to support them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I just think too, like, we look at, like, who declares something to be Ivy League? Like, I look at it like this.
That's a good question.
Like, we both have, you know, graduate degrees in our field, right?
That's true.
And you got a master's in OT. I have a doctorate in physical therapy. If somebody coming out of Princeton has the same degree we got, we paid less for it, and we got to know the same amount of information for the same board exam.
100%.
So why is your school considered? What makes a school Ivy League? You're just paying more money to get a piece of paper, the same raggedy ass piece of paper I got.
Having a reputation for high scholastic achievement and social prestige, but I don't know.
Bullshit.
I don't know what qualifies that. Like, did
you.
a group of white guys just get together and they were like, my school, your school, your school?
Because to me, I look at this. I look at my alma mater, FAMU, as an Ivy League school. Like, that's how I consider it. The experience that I had at FAMU, and I'm not just saying this because this is a black school, but I am saying it because it was a black school. Like, the amount of education that my professors had, like, all of these black people are walking around with doctorate degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not only that, a lot of them are very well accomplished. Like, they published and all this other kind of stuff, but just the amount of information that we had to learn. Now, did we take a different route to learn it? Absolutely. But did we still learn the information? Absolutely. And again, you got RNs across the United States all have to learn the same information to be able to take the same national accrediting board exam. MDs across the land have to know the same information in order to take their exam and sit for those exams. So why are we saying one is Ivy League versus the other?
So from my very quick Wikipedia search, which I have just done, it seems like these old ass white institutions in the 1800s, like Ivy League was first for college sports. And these schools were like, it was like a conference. And then it just went into these 8 schools are the Ivy League schools, and then it just became the tradition. And those, because they're so old and well known, and wealthy people went there because who could fucking afford to go to college in the 1800s? It just became like a little circle jerk of creating people to go and live. And so I don't think there's a ton of difference other than socially. Yeah, people think it's better.
Gotcha.
And it's just self-propagating because if you're considered to be top tier, then top tier people want to go there.
I just know Rolls Royce doesn't have commercials. If you're top tier, you ain't got to advertise it.
Amen, sister.
That's all I'm saying. All right. Anything else before we go into what we're watching?
No, but now I'm really interested on the history of Ivy League schools. So
I think it's all bullshit.
It is, but it's interesting bullshit.
Like I would run to put on any HBCU paraphernalia before I run to an Ivy League.
Oh yeah, like I could give a shit about actually going there, but I think the history of these people just being like, "Yep, it's us. We're the Ivy Leagues, and we're just gonna be this cool ass group of schools."
I think Ivy Leagues are just all rooted in racism. Honestly, I just really do.
A lot of shit is.
Yeah. I mean, in America, unfortunately, it's American history. It's just racist as shit. Like you're saying, oh, well, you're Ivy League, so we're only gonna have a certain caliber of people here that can come here, which were not black and brown people.
Which are rich as fuck people.
But why are they rich?
Because they're white.
No, because they stole. They're thieves is the point. What have you been watching this week?
What have I been watching? I watched the Manti Te'o documentary on Netflix. 1010, go watch it.
I need to watch it.
It was I mean, I knew what everybody else knows who doesn't give a fuck about sports.
I cannot.
That he was a guy who was playing for Notre Dame and had this girlfriend who everyone thought died, and it wasn't even real. Like he got catfished.
Yeah.
When did Catfish the show come out?
That's a very good question.
Or Catfish the movie, because Catfish the movie was before Catfish the show.
I've never seen Catfish the movie.
You never saw the original movie?
No. But I mean, I would probably say like the mid 2000s.
So Catfish, the movie, came out in 2010. He started talking to this girl around the same time. So because the documentary, he's basically saying like, because people are like, how could you be so naive? And he was like, catfish wasn't a thing for me. Like no one knew what the fuck a catfish was.
Right. And was that around the same time? No, MySpace wasn't around. That was
MySpace was around.
But MySpace was phasing out around 2010.
Yeah. So it interviews not only him, but the person who was catfishing him.
Was it an actual girl though?
No.
Oh.
It was a guy.
Did he say, wait, was he like 600 pounds?
No, but he's now transgender.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wow. And so it interviews Manti Te'o, and he goes through the whole thing, and basically he's only telling his story. He's only telling how he started talking to her, this girl online, what happened to him in terms of his football career and like, you know, those different things, and what happens when everyone found out. And then while they're interviewing the person who catfished them, his pronouns I don't know, so I'm gonna stay away from that. But they are just saying from their perspective when they started talking to him, why they were doing it. They're very much like, I know this was wrong, this was a horrible thing to do, here's why I did it. and it doesn't make me feel any better, but this was the kind of space I was in. It was really interesting. I feel so bad for Monty.
I know, that's because he's not even known for being a great football player. He's known for just the catfish situation.
And just the kind of man, which also it's a documentary, so I don't know, it could always be biased, but they just present him as this guy who was just like stand-up guy. He's Mormon. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's LDS, and there's like a big Mormon population in Hawaii that I didn't know about. But just like,
wow, that's interesting.
I know, very into God, very into just being a good person, doing the right thing. It was like God, family, football. That was it. And it's just like, that could not have happened to a worse person.
I know.
But it was really interesting. I've been watching that, and I watched Honk For Jesus, Save Your Soul.
Yo, I saw that movie
with our man Sterling K. Brown.
And Regina Hall. Did you finish it?
I did not.
Okay, I finished it. That movie, it was funny. And coming from the fact that I grew up in a black church, it doesn't matter what denomination, the experiences are all parallel. But it was very interesting to see Regina Hall play that character. She played that character amazingly. Sterling Brown did too. But
the dark humor in that movie is top tier. I wanted to talk to you about it because you grew up in the black church, because I heard Facebook black church is pissed.
Well, they're pissed because it depicted the truth. Like, I'll just say this. My sister, my brother-in-law is a pastor. And so my sister, number one, is his wife first. And then she is a quote-unquote first lady. But she's not your typical first lady. She don't wear all them hats and all that bullshit. She doesn't sit on the front row. She doesn't do any of that. She likes to be left the hell alone. But I know how, and I've seen how, you know, the black church, how they praise the pastor and the wife, and, you know, they basically treat the person like they can't even carry their own Bible with these armor bearers and shit. And I'm just like, y'all are doing too much, putting these people on the pedestals. And then when they fall, you're like, oh my God, you're human. And it's like, yeah, because you're serving the person versus serving God, who they're supposed to be a representative of. So I know a lot of church people are upset about it, because to me personally, it appears to be very reminiscent of a prominent black preacher who is no longer alive, and his struggles that he had and was accused of and or allegedly settled, which in the person of Bishop Eddie Long. And kind of what they went through behind the scenes. Sweet Lamb of the Most High God.
Regina did such. She just like
she carried that movie.
You know how we were talking about how Daniel Kaluuya is a facial actor? Yes. This girl, everything she emoted in her face, the way she would look at him, and she was just like, God damn it.
You probably see. Did you get to the bedroom scene?
Yes.
I felt so bad for her. I was like, that's what he wanted to do, like red flags.
Oh, but it was good.
I don't think it made a mockery of the church. I honestly felt like it took off the veil to certain churches that go through stuff like that, because, you know, black churches have a really bad rap, but it's the people that's in the church. It's not God himself. It's not Jesus Christ. It's the people, because they start to become local celebrities, and it starts to be a personality-driven church. And you're actually there to see the pastor. I'll tell you this: the church that I started going to, which I still attend, I'm still a member of that church in Tallahassee, Florida, Love and Faith. Shouts out to Pastor S. Lamar Simmons. Anyway, and I will tell you this: as a person who grew up in church, and I'm very sensitive about who preaches over me, who prays over me. When he has certain people at the church who I know of, I don't know these people, but I know of them. When he has them preach, I walk out. Like, I come just to hear the word. I don't want to listen to anybody else. And it's not because I'm so stuck on his personality or anything like that. It's because if he's the pastor of my life, I don't want to hear nobody else. Because all these other people, I don't got time for y'all. But if he did happen to fall, I'm not going to be surprised and be like, oh, no, not my pastor. Nigga, you human. Like, I don't really care. It can happen
to anybody with all that power, and people put all this faith, trust, and money into you.
But people think that, okay, here's the thing about money, too, in church. Because the movie really depicted, like, they had all of these, like, cars and stuff.
What did he say? Like, he said, I have something in a Bugatti. What did he say?
I can't remember, but it was fun.
Oh,
and when they was checking out all the Prada outfits, like, I got a Prada and
Peach Prada, Periwinkle Prada.
It was hilarious. But the thing is, and I'll tell you, this is one of the reasons why I love my pastor, because I remember this one particular time, like, I don't think he heard any rumors about the fact that like money was missing or anything, but he wanted to make sure that he maintained a certain level of transparency. And basically what he did was in the church bulletin, he put, here's how much money we raised on Sunday. Okay. Here is what the light bill is. Here's what the water bill. Here's what our mortgage is. And you tell me where I'm getting money from. He was driving an old busted up like Cadillac Escalade that was like 15 years old. That was, I think, a gift from his dad or something like that. I don't know who got him the damn, whatever. It doesn't matter. He drove an old Escalade that at one point the air wasn't working in it. So he wasn't on this pedestal of all of this money and stuff. But then people look at people like TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar and because they own jets and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, when you have full-time staff in these mega churches, like, yes, you could be bringing in thousands of dollars, but you still got to pay these people who work for you. They don't work there for free. Yeah. Not only that, if you have other ministries that you're divvying out money to, you also, if you have a 501c3 status, which most churches do because when they file 501c3, there's different tax credits and stuff that you can get, but you just can't talk about politics and different rules and regulations, blah, blah, blah. But for those mega pastors, especially when you have other entrepreneurial endeavors on the side, like that's what pays for your lifestyle. Like TD Jakes not only has his sermons, but he also has movies, he also has books, and people actually buy that shit. So
you stuff money in the bathroom walls and cover it up until someone finds it.
She said it, I didn't. All I'm saying is that some of these churches don't make a crap ton of money. They really don't. Like, I mean, some of them do. And I think we pay too much attention on the money and not understanding that the church is a business. You cannot first of all, you cannot come to this prestigious, beautiful building and think that it's free. That's number one. Number two, it costs to run AC in that bitch. I was just going to say,
and if you're sitting in the AC, you better know.
Thank you. Like you want to have cushion. Like I remember, again, the church that my mom goes to that I grew up in, which I don't have any affiliation with them. I know how much the pews cost in this damn church. Okay? Pews are costing 5 figures, 5 figures for fucking pews.
Pew pew.
I mean, they're purple too, but yeah,
ooh,
they
nice.
were expensive as hell. 5 figures for pews.
Jeez Louise.
And some of the pews weren't even paid off. Okay, you talking about the building fund? Them building funds be real. Some of them be fake, but some of them be real too. But I think people forget that church is a business. That's true. And people think, oh well, only God lives here. Okay, if you want to exist in a church where only God resides, I can guarantee you will not have AC.
Whoo, you're missing me on that.
That's what I'm saying. But you have to pay a utility bill. You got to pay a water bill. You got to pay for somebody to come in and clean the church. You got to have somebody maintain and do the grass and all this other kind of stuff. Then you got the auxiliary, what's some people call the ministers of music. No, ushers don't get paid. That's volunteer. That's free. But yeah, you have church staff that are there throughout the week. And I'm talking about bigger churches. I ain't talking about these little small little storefronts because no, we ain't talking about that. But I think people forget a lot of times that a church is a business and it costs to run a church.
Listen, your job is to tithe. Whatever you're going to tithe, and you pray over it and you send it away. Their job is to be responsible with that shit.
And if they mismanage it, that's on them, not you. Not you.
But it does not feel good to be taken advantage of, so I understand that.
Well, but part of that too is knowing God or whoever you serve for yourself. You can't sit here and say, well, the pastor got a Bentley and everybody else rolling around in a 1995 Tercel. Okay, how much money are you realistically giving? And if your tithe is $50 every 2 weeks, I don't think you benefited to the Bugatti. I'm just saying. And I'm not negating it because I've seen situations where I used to go to a church when I was in college where the pastor and his wife were alleged to have stolen money. And I had left the church, but I was just like, I definitely could see how y'all was doing that because half the shit y'all was doing didn't make no sense business wise. But hey, you was preaching the word of God. I didn't care about none of that because it wasn't my business. If I tithe based off a principle that I believe in, I'm not gonna worry about that stuff. Now, anyway, we don't even gonna get all into that. But anyway, all I'm saying is the movie was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It felt, from what I could tell, it felt like it was written by
somebody who was in the church. Black
people in the church. Yes. And it felt like black people in the church. It didn't feel like white people writing what they think black people in the church.
Yes, I agree.
experience felt like hurt, whatever. So
it was to me that was very relatable, and I laughed so much throughout the movie because I was just like, this shit happens in the black church every single day. Like, I mean, you see these hats and stuff, and these hats are expensive.
That $2,000, $3,000 hat she tried on, I was
which
like,
was ugly.
She's like, this is like holy and sexy together.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens, unfortunately, in the manipulation of just, I think, religion altogether. But I think we as a society have to pay more attention to what we are doing with who we claim to be X, Y, and Z. And this is why having your own personal relationship with God or whoever you serve is so important. But anyway,
amen. That was also funny.
That was, and the fact that I was cut, we do this over. I was like,
really? You don't need to watch that movie. It was
really good. I did watch Queen Latifah's new movie, End of the Road, with Ludacris.
I saw them in the preview together, and I was so confused.
I'll just tell you this. Anybody that knows me for real in real life knows that I am a Queen Latifah stan, okay?
The queen.
But I was very disappointed, number one, in her wig, okay? Because y'all know Queen Latifah's hair be slayed, dyed, fried, laid to the side.
She was the only one in Star with a good wig.
Right, and this lace front, I don't know if it was just too far down. It had the crunchy little, like, baby hairs, and it was like these butterfly twist locks, and I was just
maybe
like,
it was a stylistic choice. Did it go with the theme?
It was just as bad as the wigs on Stark.
No.
Yes.
No.
It was horrible. I was like, I just couldn't get over the goddamn wig. But the plot too, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Whenever I cannot
still watch it though. Go back and watch it. But
okay, I won't watch it. But I cannot see Ludacris as anything but Fast and the Furious.
He did good in this movie because he made me hate his fucking character. I was just like,
good.
Punch him in the goddamn face already. Somebody put a bullet through his damn head already. Jesus.
Well, a method actor. I like it.
Yeah, he was just like, the kids were weird. It was just, I didn't like it.
Was the plot good at least?
No.
Okay.
No, the plot was not good at all.
But you want me to go watch it?
You should, because you need to support Queen Latifah.
I already pay Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, so go ahead and just watch it.
Just play it in the background.
Pretty much, just let it play in the background. Let her get the spins for Flavor Unit. Her and Chuck Kim. Anyway, anything else before going to the Rehab Corner?
No.
All right, let's head on over to the Rehab Corner. All right, in the Rehab Corner today, we are talking about two particular subject matters. The first one is productivity.
Fuck productivity
standards.
I'll say it louder for the people in the back. Fuck these productivity standards. I'm goddamn productive.
Yeah.
Don't put a number on me and my time.
Productivity standards just continue to perpetuate the patriarchy of this country.
It's a form of slavery.
It is. Did
you hear me stutter? I told you I'm getting a phasic. It's being up in neuro.
It's because you're in neuro, yeah. I agree. It is a form of slavery because, like, we're all grown adults. And if I could come to work and know what my job duties are, know what my job responsibilities are, there should not be a question of, well, can you do this in X, Y, and Z? Like, the people who never do the work are always the ones who make up productivity standards. And I just think that is the most backwards thing. And then when they ask you, well, can you do more? And you're like, walk a day in my shoes and you'll realize why I can't. So here's the problem as to why the productivity sucks or is not to your standards is because of X, Y, and Z. And if you don't fix A and B, I can't do C and D.
Correct.
Which is going to affect my productivity. Ooh. I wasn't trying to rap. But
that was good. It's because you watched Queen Latifah.
It was a bar. Yeah, that's right.
Bars.
Greatest rapper.
I just think go interview every patient I have, and if they had a good time, leave me the fuck alone.
Pretty much. If they don't have any complaints,
listen,
move on.
If they're not readmitted in a month, leave me alone. If my readmission rates are low, I should be fine.
Yeah. I just think companies just have this really weird way of like micromanaging what you're doing. And it's like, if you could take all this time to figure out where I am every second of the day or what I'm doing every second of the day.
Like you could be seeing patients.
It seems like you could be either seeing patients or doing the work yourself because you're having too much fun doing this stuff. And productivity standards are just stupid because you burn. Like, here's the thing too. I think a lot of people forget. In corporate America, you're either going to get quantity or you're going to get quality. You're not going to get both simultaneously. The only way that you're ever going to get quality is if you stop micromanaging.
Like, why don't you just make this an atmosphere where I want to do my best work?
Exactly.
And I want to do a good job. And then you won't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
But you're making me feel like a pack mule, a number, and an unappreciated member of
Amazon
this group.
Employee.
An Amazon, like in a warehouse.
Yes.
Just like cranking out units. Bang, bang, bang.
Exactly.
And that's not how I show up to work. I'm a personality hire. I bring sparkles into the room. I make friendships with my patients. That's how I get the best out of them. We're having a good time.
I love that. A personality hire. I love that. I'm going to start saying it on
Yes. I'm like, I'm here to make sure everyone else is having a good time.
Yeah.
Nurses are bitching at the nurse station. What's going on, ladies? Let me perk up your day.
Yeah.
Patient that's difficult to work with. I'm going in there. I'm the first line of defense.
But I think also, too, in a healthcare setting, I think it is so dangerous, honestly, to have quote unquote productivity standards. And the reason why I say that is because your leadership is so focused on producing these numbers, and then the patients aren't getting better. And then when they're readmitted, then again, the hospital is going to get fined for readmission rates, because I don't know if you guys know out there, but if you have a patient that is readmitted into the hospital within 30 days of their discharge, the hospital has to pay for that, and they get fined by CMS or the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services. Okay, that's a free admission, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they're just like, you in this amount of time that they were admitted, you said that they were medically safe to go home and be good to go. And why are they back? So clearly you didn't do your due diligence. And I think for PTs and OTs, we harp so much on being able to take our time and do what we can with our patients. And then they're just like, no, crank them out. We need the bed. We need this. And there's so many different, moving parts that are a part of it as well. So,
because you don't get into this job because you want to do a half-assed job.
No, you want to make it
because you enjoy it. And when you take your time and enjoy it, you do a better job. But to be able to do that, I cannot see the number of people that they would like me to see a day, because it's not quote unquote productive. And
especially depending on where you are in the hospital. Like if you're in, a cardiac ICU or neuro ICU or any ICU for that matter, being in an ICU, it will take you anywhere between 23 minutes to sometimes a whole hour to just treat one patient. You get in there, they're already filthy. Then you're like, I spent 15 minutes cleaning your ass, and I haven't even done what I came in here to actually do.
And then they're all wiped out, and you're like, if I don't sit you at the edge of the goddamn bed.
And then before you leave, everybody always got to go to the bathroom, and that's another 10, 15 minutes. And so, then you got to chart everything. So, this expectation of being able to see. And then for outpatient, I think it's insane, because outpatient therapists have to see 2 and 3 people at a time, which is so stupid.
To me. They're seeing multiple people at a time. They're just starting them and making them go. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, you start up on the bike, you're going to start off on the pulley, you're going to start off on this, that, and they're still trying to keep up with all that stuff. And it's just like, our brains were not meant to multitask like that. At least mine wasn't. I don't want to do all that.
Maybe I need to be like a private care therapist.
Just come in and shoot the shit?
Yeah, like get one really wealthy patient, and I'm just like, it's you and
You've
me.
You've had a couple of opportunities. And
I know. I've blown it.
Yeah. You were too scared to do it.
I was.
Yeah, I don't blame you for the liability. I would be too, because you got to get your own malpractice insurance. Anywho, another thing that I have been doing at my job currently is minding my business. I am a firm believer that if it is not in my job description, I'm not going to do it.
Quiet quitting.
Quiet quitting, absolutely. And the thing is too, like, I don't think we realize in corporate America how many fires we put out that we are not paid to put out. Like, for example, at my job, there was a situation where there was something that happened with a speech therapy entity, right? I'll just say that. And I know that I have not been trained on this particular speech therapy entity. So there was an email that went out that was like, hey, speech therapy, SOS, blah, blah, blah. So what did Monica do? I minded my business.
Minded your PT business.
Because minded my PT and OT business. You understand? Yeah. So because I know that I don't do anything in this speech therapy entity, I'm not going to sit here and be, what is this again? What is it? What are we doing? And
that is my biggest, people are so annoying when they ask questions about shit that has nothing to do with them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Like even my coworker, she messaged me and she's just like, what are they talking about with the speech therapy thing? And I said,
no, don't.
I'm minding my business. That's why I didn't respond. I'm not responding to stuff that's not my business. My coworker went on leave and they were like, hey, can you all, we have a buddy system. They're like, can you all, take care of these speech therapy entity issues? You know who didn't respond to the email chain?
You.
You know why? I don't do nothing with speech therapy. That's not my business. That's not my business.
There's a power in that. As soon as I started doing that at work, I come in to do exactly my job and then I exactly clock out and leave.
Absolutely.
Reclaim your time. Take your power back.
I'm not gonna ever like, and then you'll have coworkers that ask you, well, why would they send this? Like, what are they talking about?
Don't know.
Why are you asking me? I'm not the person who sent the original email. So why would you ever ask me a question like that?
People just like to talk.
Like, I'm not going to be responsible for hypothetical answers. I'm not. Well, maybe she did. Girl, I don't. What time is it? Okay, is it almost quitting time? Goodbye. And get off my phone.
It's so refreshing to just do exactly what you're supposed to do.
It really is.
I really think it's because people think the more that they do, the more above and beyond they go, the more they'll be rewarded. And that's not how it works.
You're actually going to be a target the more you do.
Shut your mouth, do your job, go home.
Yeah. People who know everything in corporate spaces, you will be a target at some point, especially if they know that you know what you're doing. You will be a target. Or that you know
more than them.
The more mediocre you are, you will get rewarded. This is why your boss don't know what they're doing.
Slide on by.
Just saying. Mediocrity is the standard in corporate America. And those of us who operate at a high level of common sense
need to open up your own business.
Very true. Yeah, because it's real out here in these streets trying to get the money for the rent. Anyway.
Hot out here for a pimp.
Seriously. But anything else we need to talk about?
No. Texas fight. That's all I got.
Texas fight? What does that mean?
That's where I went to college. It's fine.
Oh.
That's what we say.
I was like, didn't y'all already play the game?
We did. Go Horns, go. Okay. We'll get them next time.
Well, y'all have an amazing week on purpose.
Hey, I officiate a wedding this week.
You officiate? I'm sorry. So that means that you're literally like...
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. I am marrying 2 of my friends.
Did you get certified for that?
Yeah, online. Took like 15 seconds.
Why would your friends trust you with that?
I don't know. I'm trustable.
Is this your first wedding that you're going to officiate?
Yes.
Alyssa, I need you to record this.
I don't know if there's going to be recording, but I'm very excited about it. I wrote my speech out. That had a little wine.
I was going to say, are you going to drink before you do that? Please don't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. What?
Don't drink before that.
I do my best work after a glass of wine.
I just don't want you to say, have you practiced?
Yeah, I practiced a couple
Allen
times.
Iverson. Okay.
No, I'm going to just freeball it.
Practice? Practice?
No, I had Sophia come over and listen to me say it a couple times and read through it with me.
Well, I'm happy for you. Minister Fowler. Yes, Lord.
Oh, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We're going to start doing weddings pretty soon on this podcast.
Wouldn't that? I think we'd be good at it.
I could be the DJ. And
or the MC.
Yeah, I could be the MC.
Yeah. It will be fun. If you want us to come officiate your wedding, your 2 favorite girlies.
Or MC an event, we could do it.
Let us know. We're open.
Absolutely.
Wide open.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing this week.
Not for free. But yeah, that's cool. That's super fun. I'm excited to hear about this. This. Okay, so then next week we'll be able to hear about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool beans.
I'll check in next episode.
Yes, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have an amazing week on purpose. Y'all remember to spread love.
Spread light. And don't forget to laugh your face off.
I was waiting for you to press the button.
Good job, everybody. For some reason, I thought that said 59. I was like, that's 2 hours.
Oh. Hey, did you guys enjoy this episode? If so, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. New episodes are released every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.